If your Xbox 360 survived the Red Ring of Death this far, you'll want to make your final purchase decisions now. In less than a year, Microsoft plans to shut down the 360 store along with any new purchases.
And we got a huge update on what to expect with Modern Warfare 3. We're going to talk about all this stuff and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on Fruit Lab, YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. All you got to do, type in three little letters, baby, GNW, and you're getting us dogging video games. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined every week by this man right here, Full Clip. What's up, dude? How are you?
Hey, doing good, feeling good. If you're ever feeling down, feeling bad about yourself, just know that you didn't go and buy a $50 port of Red Dead Redemption and support that nonsense.
What if I did? What
if
I did?
I'm canceled.
I didn't. But yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, if I'm ever feeling down, I just drink more. Is that
that'll work too?
Is that normal? I don't know if that's normal.
Well, with the $50 in your pocket, you can buy a lot more beer.
That's a very good point. Very good point, and it's so much tastier. What you been up to? Anything fun? Any exciting things happening?
Man, I haven't played anything new. I really haven't played much at all this past week.
Chores?
It's been mostly, yep.
Yeah,
trying to finish up so many things around the house and everything else.
Well, summer is coming to an end, dude. You got to get on this stuff soon. I haven't done anything. I had a list at the start of summer, and I think maybe like one thing got accomplished. So,
oh wow,
yeah. It's I blame you.
Well, I was going to say you were injured for a while.
I was. I blame that. I mean, that, and then just my sheer utter lack of willpower and conviction to do anything. Yeah, those are the two things. And laziness and alcohol. Lots of things.
The drinking.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as playing anything new, I also have not played anything new. Same thing as last week, dude. I'm about 40 hours in on Baldur's Gate 3. I have not been obsessed with a game as badly as I am with that game. It is I was like, is this my favorite game of all time? It may be. It may be my favorite game of all time. Yeah. It's definitely like keeping me, because I don't know, I feel like I have more power in this game. I felt so weak in Elden Ring. I get to make any choices I want. I get to create what characters I want. And it's really just checking all the boxes for me. Now we'll see if there's recency bias, in a year, if I still am feeling the same way, because it's, some tough competition. Bloodborne, I've always said, is one of my favorite games. Infamous, and now Baldur's Gate 3, man, they're all good games. So yeah, unfortunately, nothing new. I'm hoping to fix that in the next coming weeks. We got a lot of big games coming out and a bunch of great games that just came out. Should we talk about them?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's talk about our new releases from last week. All right, you mentioned it. Let's get it out of the way. Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare came out on the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. We talked about it a lot last week. This is just a port of the 2010 game. I'm hearing great things, though. Like, as far as, we all know it's a great game. We don't have to talk about that. But I'm hearing that it's running great on the Nintendo Switch, and it looks good. It's running at 1080p on the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. I think when it's docked, and then 4K on the PS4 Pro and the PlayStation 5. So, it's definitely looks better than it did. Sure, it's running at 30 frames per second, but it's still $50.
Yeah, not a remake in any way. No improved graphics, no improved gameplay.
Nope.
Just the game that should have came out 10 years ago when the consoles launched.
Yeah, $50 to play an old ass game, but
yeah.
I'm afraid that last week when we talked about vote with your wallet, and tell them that we don't want these shitty ports or whatever. I don't think they listened, because I do feel like, I know it was like on the top of the trending on PlayStation thing or sales or something. I don't think we have sales information yet, but it's definitely people are talking about it. So
the one thing we asked them to do.
Right? We finally, it's, we need a favor. And they're like, take my money and give me more of that Western guy. What's his name?
This would be John Marston.
John Marston. All right, let's move on. Madden NFL 24 came out on August 18th on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, X, and S. This is, good old-fashioned American football is back. Not much has changed in the Madden franchise. There's an improved field sense, which is like more increased control over what you do on the field, and then there's more realistically designed player models. So yay, right? There's crossplay, and it's football. It's more of that sweet football. My biggest concern is that, so have you heard of the Madden curse?
No.
So this is a thing. This is a Madden curse. Whoever is featured on the cover of Madden usually has like a terrible year or gets injured or something bad happens. This year, it's my boy Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills quarterback, on the cover. So I'm really, really nervous about this whole Madden curse thing. I'm hoping this is the year that it doesn't do anything.
I mean, I'm assuming like Tom Brady's been on there. How is that held up for him?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at the stats. I'm just familiar with the lore. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to look that up and see how it actually has happened. It originated somewhere, so there's some sort of sense to it. But, all right, and let's move on. And then last up, Texas Chainsaw Massacre also came out August 18th on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, X, and S. This is an asymmetrical horror game based on the 1974 movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's 3 killers, 3 members of the family, like the Leatherface cannibal family, versus 4 victims, survivors. And each character has different abilities that they could use. So you want to have you have to take that into account when you're putting together a party. And then you just, the victims try to survive and the killers try to kill. That's, it's the same thing as like the Dead by Daylight or the Friday the 13th. Now, this is created by Gunn, the people that did the previous game Friday the 13th. So there will probably be some similarities there. But I'm excited to check this one out.
Yeah, that 3v4 aspect, you know anything about it? I assume they have to be like weaker if they're the Texas Chainsaw team.
So it's interesting. I was reading about it to see how it worked out. So yeah, the killers are stronger. They're always more powerful. Every one of these games, usually it's just like a 1-person thing and they're like unstoppable, like Jason or whatever. But this time they definitely can be beaten, and all of the victims have abilities that can stop them. So, like one of them has like that jock ability and like can be like stronger and put them in their place. But I think then there's also things in the world that give people an advantage as well. So, I think you have to do tasks to get an advantage to like escape this way. It's never about like battling them, head on. It's all about stealthily maneuvering through the map and trying to escape is really the goal in all of these. Speaking of maps, I did hear that one of the faults of this game is the lack of maps. There's only 3 maps at the start, but they are based on some of the the locales that you would know from the movie. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, when I did look at reviews, it's in like the 70s on Metacritic right now. There's not a ton of reviews out for this. And a lot of the faults are that it's buggy. and they're hoping for some fixes for that, and that there's no tutorial. So it's like you just kind of go in and you have to like stumble through and figure it out. I'm excited. Either way, I think all those things are things that could be patched. The bugs usually, we'll see like a day one patch. Maps, sure, maybe they'll add more as they go. I think this game really is going to live or die based on is, how many people are playing it. All these games, no one wants to wait in a lobby for a server to fill up or whatever. And the good thing that this has going for it is that it's going to be on Game Pass day one. So that's, millions of people right there that can, I don't know, do millions of people have Game Pass? I'm assuming. Probably, right? Probably. Yeah. I didn't know if I was making a jump, an assumption. But yeah, right. Millions of people that can be, injected right into the game to keep it fresh.
Also, it's crossplay, which I don't think like a lot of the previous titles of the asymmetrical style were.
Very true. Yeah, good point. Yeah, so that'll definitely help keep it full. So yeah, I'm excited to play this. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to play it this week and report back on our findings next week. Speaking of next week, I just want to go real fast. Well, first of all, so some other games came out this week that let me just run through them real fast. Hammerwatch 2, Moving Out 2, Wayfinder, Quasimorph, Hello Engineer, Quantum Recharged, Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, 2 Point Campus, Medical School, Vampire Survivors, and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. So we're getting into the fall. Remember, like, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, there was like 3 new games coming out. It's pretty crazy. So that we got a bunch of games that came out this week. And then next week, dude, it's insane. It's the biggest. It's one of the biggest weeks that probably this year. So listen to this. Immortals of Avium comes out on the 22nd. WrestleQuest on the 22nd. Blasphemous 2 comes out on the 24th. Armored Core 6 comes out on the 25th. Goodbye Volcano High. I'm probably the only person that's excited for that one. It's like a dinosaur adventure game where you play as a garage band full of dinosaurs. That comes out on the 29th. Sea of Stars comes out on the 29th. Under the Waves comes out on the 29th. Dude, it is insane. And then the week after that's like Starfield. Dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know last week you were talking about the conspiracy that WrestleQuest might have moved their date to avoid Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
They landed themselves right in the middle of Indie Central, if so. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's going to work out for them.
I think they picked a wrong week. So, yeah, it's very cool, though. And then on top of that, Gamescom is happening next week. So we're going to have a huge show. Definitely come back, check out next week's show because we're going to have a lot to talk about. But this show, we still have a lot to talk about. Should we talk about some news?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. This is our news of the week. All right, you can tell we're getting close to a new Call of Duty game because we're getting new info trickling out every week, whether it's rumors or official content announcements. This week, we got a brand new trailer. They said it was a gameplay trailer, dude. I didn't see any gameplay in this trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
Right? Yeah, same.
It's just like, I'm sure like that's while you're playing the game, you're going to be seeing this, but it was not gameplay. But it looked cool. It definitely looked great. And then, I loved the cover of Don't Fear the Reaper that was playing on it too. Mm-hmm. That was pretty dope.
They always do that every year, like every cool ass song.
Yeah, it never fails. They always do like a slow version of like a metal song. And then in addition to that, we got a ton of new information about what's coming in Modern Warfare 3. So, first of all, they talked about that Zombies is back, the largest Call of Duty Zombies maps ever. You ever do the Zombies mode?
Yeah, but back in like Black Ops 1 and 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't done it recently?
No.
So, yeah, this is they said it resembles an updated version of Outbreak, the Zombies mode from Black Ops Cold War. So, it's a open world PvE extraction survival experience with new mechanics and some of the biggest enemies in Call of Duty history in the zombies mode. And then they talked about the campaign. It's going to pick up directly after the events of Modern Warfare 2, and it's going to introduce open combat missions that are designed to empower player decisions like never before. They will feature numerous additional paths and choices to complete objectives, whether stealthy or more run and gun. So, yeah, that's what do you feel? How do you think about that? This is like an RPG now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I suppose it would make it more fun. I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign in a long time.
You got to get in there, dude. You're missing out.
I guess so. Never been big on like the lore though. Like I know who Makarov is and
Sure.
and everybody.
Yeah,
but I don't know everything about them.
Yeah, I remember early on playing the campaigns and trying. I think like I think where I went wrong is like I always try to. I want to get a platinum trophy when I play these early on. This is where where my head was at. So you start playing it on the veteran difficulty or whatever it is, and it is rough, dude. It's just like sometimes it's just like this ridiculous amount of like bullet spam coming at you. So it's just you're just trying to get to the next checkpoint however possible. It's like it's not fun, but I think I burnt myself out on it. And then lastly, they did talk about some of the maps coming for the multiplayer, and it'll include all 16 launch maps from the original Modern Warfare 2, all of which have been modernized with new modes and gameplay features. And then in addition, Modern Warfare 3 will feature over 12 new core 6v6 maps as part of its post-launch roadmap. And modes include Hardpoint and Kill Confirmed, as well as the new 3v3v3 Cutthroat mode. So, what do you think about these, them redoing the maps from Modern Warfare 2?
It seems really strange that it's like, this is the new Modern Warfare 3, they're going back to Modern Warfare 2 maps. I'm sure a lot of people will have a good time with that because it's nostalgic, and that's sort of like the pinnacle of COD for a lot of people, the golden era.
A lot consider those to be the best maps in all of the multiplayer.
Yeah, so. And these days it's like it's hit or miss when they create a new map.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be a fun game. I just don't know if I'm going to pick this one up, where it is so much rehashing of the old stuff. It's Modern Warfare again right after a year of Modern Warfare. I'd rather have some variance in there. And it seems like campaign players this time are getting it even better than the multiplayer players. And multiplayer's already been the stepchild under the stairs.
It's true.
Since Warzone's come out.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, it's interesting because it definitely feels, I mean, it is just a continuation of Modern Warfare 2, but it's like, it's weird. It should have just been like DLC or something because it's, they're using the same engine and everything like that. I don't know why I know why they split it up, get that money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it just seems weird. Like this stuff could have been, either like a campaign DLC. I guess we'll have to see how fleshed out it is, if it feels like a full game, if not. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll be talking about it a lot more in the lead up to the release, November 10th. Let's talk about Xbox for a little bit. A bunch of stuff came out regarding Xbox. First of all, Gamepass, the Wave 2 for August was announced. We're getting Firewatch that returns to Game Pass. It was on Game Pass a while back. Now it's back. Everspace 2 is out now. Texas Chainsaw Massacre we talked about. And then Sea of Stars comes out August 29th. That's a day one RPG. Looks great. And then Gris comes out September 5th. This is a beautiful looking game. I've always been meaning to play that, and I just never got around to it, but it looks beautiful, and it looks kind of like it's one of those real chill games, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then Starfield's coming out soon after that. So some good games coming out at the end of August, and then leaving August 31st, Black Desert, Commandos 3, Immortality, Nuclear Throne, Surgeon Simulator 2, and Tiny King. And if you've not played Tinykin and you have Game Pass, go play Tinykin. It is a treat. It's cartoony and silly, but it's a lot of fun. I bet anybody that goes and plays Tinykin can come. You can't come back and be like, "Nah, I didn't like it," because you will all like it, guaranteed. And that goes for you, Full Clip.
Yeah, no, Texas Chainsaw is going to be the big one that people want to check out on this list. But Sea of Stars, do you remember talking about that one? Seeing the trailer for it and stuff?
Oh, man,
I'm more excited about it.
It looks great. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. I'll probably play it on the PlayStation. It's on both. But, yeah, it looks like just a throwback. And I'm hearing great things in the lead up to it. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how that reviews. And, just like a classic turn-based, like SNES style, game. So it's going to be fun. All right. More about Xbox. So they recently introduced a strike system. So this is to curb bad behavior and lessen, harassment, bullying, that sort of thing. So here are the deets. Let's talk about it. So it's it's a strike system. It's gonna be, you could have a total of 8 strikes, and each strike remains on your record for 6 months. That's how it works. Basically saying that this new system, it gives players a better understanding of how, what's happening when a strike is being enforced on them or what they're doing wrong. So more transparency to let people know why they can't do this, in hopes that will curb their behavior. So basically, it's going to show them the how it's enforced. So there's actually you could go to your enforcement history. It's going to be like a new tab on your Xbox, and you could see how many strikes and for what reason you have this strike and how serious the strike is. So that's pretty cool. It's about giving players clarity into how their behavior impacts their experience. So I thought that's a great idea. It'll say whether it's for, verbal harassment or just saying naughty words. And then all reports are evaluated. There's no automatic enforcement. So if someone makes a report, people will review any of the, the chat transcript or anything like that to see what the situation was. And then the strikes are based on the severity of the actions. So it says, for example, a player that has received 2 strikes will be suspended from the platform for 1 day, whereas a player that receives 4 strikes will be suspended for 7 days. Players have a total of 8 strikes, and once reached, will be suspended from Xbox's social features like messaging, parties, and party chat, multiplayer, and others for 1 year from the enforcement date. And all strikes received stay on a player's record for 6 months. Today, players will all begin with a blank slate, 0 strikes. Any previous enforcements will be completed, but they will not count as previous strikes. So everybody's starting with 0 strikes. It's going to be a speed run to see who could get that 8 strikes first,
Probably.
But
with the severity scale there, it's pretty interesting because I guess some things are just not as bad as other things. You say the wrong thing, it might be worth 4 strikes on its own, I guess.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure maybe there's more information out there on which things cause which strikes, because they are all about this transparency, So we'll see. But they said with these changes, Xbox is evolving enforcement to focus on protecting players. This is why even suspended accounts remain functional for single-player experiences, and players do not lose access to purchased content. However, for the most serious violations, including illegal activity, Xbox retains the ability to permanently suspend all functionality of an account. So, they want to let you, still have that experience, but remove you from being able to be a nuisance to the public. But if you're too bad, you're out. You hit the road. So, and this all sounds like good things, as a person who would never do anything wrong,
Yes.
I'm a goody two shoes, so I don't got to worry about it. But yeah, I'm sure. We've all been in those lobbies in Call of Duty where
especially
just
or you get that message right after the match. That's
right.
The best.
Right. So hopefully that'll lessen that, and because a lot of them are like the little squeakers, dude. They should not be saying this stuff. They just do it because there's no repercussions, and hopefully that will change with this. So we'll see. All right, and in more Xbox news, after 18 years, the Xbox 360 store is closing, but not too much will really be affected, it seems. Just your ability to purchase new games and movies and that sort of thing. So it will officially shut down July 29th of 2024. So you got just about under a year to get all those Xbox 360 purchases that you've been putting off for 18 years. So it says at this time you're no longer, well, at the time of the shutdown, you'll no longer be able to purchase games, DLC, and other entertainment from the store on Xbox 360 or the Xbox 360 Marketplace website. And the Microsoft Movies and TV apps will also stop working on July 29th. For any Xbox 360 games and DLC already purchased, nothing is changing. Those games and content will still be available to use. This includes on Xbox 360 as well as Xbox One and Series S and X through backwards compatibility, and content can be re-downloaded as well. So, yeah, not a huge change, but, they're shutting it down. It's a sign of the times.
Yeah. I mean, we see it over and over. They just did it this past year with the DS store or one of those Nintendo. The Wii U store may be coming or already happened, something like that.
Yes, you're right.
So this is what they keep doing. My question every time is like, why? If you're going to allow people to go ahead and download all the games, that's where a bunch of your network traffic is going to come from, and I assume that's where the cost associated with running this service is coming from, more so than like the web front that lets you buy the games.
Yeah.
So why are they not letting you spend your money in their store?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder. There's got to be like, I don't know. It's got to be more to it than we know. It's maybe even with the way that purchases are made, if that's segregated and they don't want to, it's not worth keeping that. It's got to be some sort of cost analysis that they're looking at. Something outweighs the cost to keep this open. So,
well,
I don't know.
When you have $50 ports, makes sense.
It's true.
Not so much them, but PlayStation.
Yeah, put the Red Dead on Xbox 360 and keep the store open, baby. So online multiplayer through Xbox Network will remain available after the store closes, as long as the publisher is still running a server. And then cloud saves will still be available on Xbox 360 as well. So really just, making those purchases will no longer be a thing. So, is there any games that you got to go buy? Any 360 games?
I went through several 360s, but I don't think I have a working one left.
You got to get one, dude. You got to hit up the flea market, get a $5 Xbox 360.
Good thing is most games you can find for that era is still on physical media. So if you look hard enough and you spend enough money, you can probably find whatever you want.
Yeah, true. And then do the backwards compatibility action. All right, let's leave the Xbox corner and talk about some other stuff. Are you like me and regularly think about what it would be like if a Steam Deck did sex with the Nintendo Switch?
That's all I think about.
All right, I thought I would, move you with this one. Well, let's talk about the Lenovo Legion Go then. This is a brand new handheld PC that it's not officially announced, but Windows Report or Windows Central, some sort of website, has talked about this leaked information about this Lenovo handheld. And did you see these pictures? It really is like a Steam Deck banged out with but it's pretty cool. So so these few images leaked, again, not official, not so whatever, but what it is, it's a handheld, like it looks a lot like a Steam Deck, but the things come off like the Joy-Cons, the little sides, and then
which made me think it looks a lot more like a Switch.
And then it has the little kickstand on the back too, so you could set up the little screen. It looks really, really cool. It's got an 8-inch screen, and then the controllers have the it's got the touchpad on the one side, and then the buttons on the back. There's like a little wheel on the back. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. And then, the Windows report speculates that since that you could remove the screen, that it's most likely a touch screen on top of that. So, very, very cool. And, it's a big boy, this thing. It looks like, it's definitely, it looks more in line with like the Steam Deck than the Asus, what was it, the Ally or whatever?
Yeah.
Or the Switch. So it is a Windows machine, so it will run Windows 11, and it will use AMD Phoenix processors, which are also the processors found in the ROG Ally. So it's the waters are getting muddied there for Steam Deck. They're not the lone boys out there anymore.
Which, I see that as a good thing. More competition in this area means that the Steam Deck 2 is going to have to be bigger, better, and at a decent price.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they've already said that, they're not going to come out with another Steam Deck until there are, enough technical advancements that would make it worth it, So we'll see. And I guess now that there's other competition, that might change, if they need to keep up with the competition. If this, if this Legion Go comes out and it's just crushing it, have good battery life, great processing power and stuff like that, then, maybe that Linux Steam system only can get you so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Windows, it could be the resurgence of Windows PCs. But yeah, we'll see. Again, this is all leaked information, nothing official, but it looks cool, and I'm excited to talk about it more. All right, next up, I've heard of Alan Wake being scary, but I've never heard of Alan Wake being scared, and that's exactly what's happening here. Alan Wake, they heard the footsteps of Spider-Man 2 swinging into the area, and they're like, we cannot compete with that, so we got to move 10 days. So the game was going to come out on October 17th, has been delayed to October 27th. They said that October was packed with game launches, and they wanted to give players more space to play everything. October is an amazing month for game launches, and we hope this date shift gives more space for everyone to enjoy their favorite games. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 comes out that week. And then also October has Forza Motorsport, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and possibly Sonic Superstars. So another big month, man. These fall months are just full of big titles. So, and that's
get everything out. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say October 27th. It's a spooky game right before Halloween. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, and everything's gotta get everything out ready for Christmas, so parents have time to buy these games for kids. Or
exactly, I found this, and this article is an interesting thing too. It says that back in 2010, Alan Wake's had an issue at launch because they launched the same week as Red Dead Redemption. So that's I thought that was interesting. It's very timely, but so they got to move it. And I'm excited for this one. I've never played Alan Wake, the first one, which is just recently on the PlayStation Plus. But this one, every trailer I see, I'm like, dude, this looks good. It looks super spooky and very and dark, So I'm excited. Do you never play any of those horror games, do you?
Not really.
It's not your thing. What if they had horror game simulator, because you love simulator games?
Now that might be good.
There we go.
No, I've played a little bit of Friday the 13th, and was it on the one we talked about first in the show? I always mix them up. Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
I played both of those, actually.
All right. Well, I know a horror game that I think you'll play. Walking Dead Destinies. It's this new game coming out. Sounds really, really cool. At first, I was like, another Walking Dead game, really? But this is for fans of the show. So what this is, it's basically like it takes things that happened on the first 4 seasons of the Walking Dead show and allows you to make the choices for what happens to the characters and the path they take. So it's from Game Mill Entertainment and AMC Games. It's a third-person, narrative-driven action-adventure game in which your choices can reshape the story of seasons 1 through 4. It's in development for all major platforms, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And you start off by playing as Rick Grimes, and you go, you're going to all the locations, and you're with all the people from the show, and you're weaving your own path through the events from the series. And then when you come to certain key choice moments, it might shake out differently. Like in the trailer, spoiler alerts for this 20-year-old show. What's Rick Grimes? He dies. What? That didn't happen on the show.
I didn't know that. Oh.
It didn't happen in the show, but it happened in the game here. So it's what's his name? You've seen the show, right?
Yeah, Shane and Rick Grimes
kills him when initially Shane was the one that died. What?
Yeah. It took me a minute to figure out what exactly was happening in that trailer because they kept doing this little glitchy effect.
Yes.
To emphasize the fact that these characters are swapping around. The unfortunate thing, at least in the trailer I watched, is that this graphically looks a little questionable to me, and I could barely tell that was what was supposed to be happening there.
Maybe it was a little too much glitchy effect for you. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to have all the characters from the show: Shane, Michonne, Carl, Daryl, all of them. They're all back. You get to make their choices.
Yeah, who's going to mow the lawn in front of the prison?
Exactly. I don't know if it goes that deep, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think this is the game much closer to the idea of the game I had in my head way back when they very first came out with those Telltale series that just really turned me off of that as a genre.
Right, because that game, it only had not Carl. Who was I don't remember the other character's name. But anyways, yeah, there was only one character from the show on that, and everybody was like, "What?" And it wasn't even the representation of him from the show. It was more in line with the comic series. So yeah, and then they did a Michonne version, so it got people a little bit more excited. But yeah, this one seems cool. I like that it's I like the idea of it. It's basically what if, Walking Dead. So it's pretty cool. It's going to be, they expect the price to be $49.99. So there you go. That's why the graphics aren't good. It's not a full AAA title, man. You're getting what you paid for.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it looks like it could be really fun the way it is.
Yeah.
We'll see how long the story is, depending on your choices.
It's true. I mean, it's season 1 through 4, so that's 4 years. It's going to be 4 years long.
I don't know if I have that attention span.
All right. And last up, another new game that looks amazing. A game called The Signal. We got a trailer for it that kind of introduced us to this game. It's from startup developer Goosebite. This is a game, sci-fi game, built in Unreal Engine 5. Play 1 to 16 players, and it's a approachable third-person multiplayer open world survival craft game. So many adjectives there. With a key focus on pushing player creativity over violence. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, did you watch this trailer?
Yeah.
I got big time No Man's Sky vibes out of this.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's not, it's not great. This, it seems like they're trying to do very similar thing too and make this world, this huge world where you could live. Now granted, this could be just one planet. I don't know the the expansiveness of this. But like they're creating these like bases and cars and stuff like that. There's animals running around. It looks really, really intense. Okay, I did read. So it's set on an alien planet with numerous biomes and puzzles. So yeah, I guess just the one planet. So that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they had the vibe of when you're on the planet in No Man's Sky, but they can really laser focus in on that. And if that gameplay's good, I'm down for it. Because me, my wife, my brother-in-laws, we were loving like building bases and stuff. We also like being able to go into space, hunt for ships and stuff. But if they do the base mechanic part right, which still sometimes is extremely glitchy in No Man's Sky, I think we'll all be playing it.
Yeah. And then part of the problem too for me with No Man's Sky was the procedurally generated areas and animals or whatever were so similar. Like they were all the same, where it was like, you know, this with these multiple biomes and stuff, and it's being like crafted, you know, and with especially in the Unreal Engine 5, I'm sure it's gonna look beautiful. So some quotes from Goosebite Games. They say, you can explore, create, and survive as you choose to tame or coexist with your new home. And you'll invent and share infrastructure, vehicles, and equipment that help you and your expedition solve challenges and puzzles. So they said, we're really excited about the world we're building for the Signal. We want to take players on a journey. As you step out onto this uncharted planet, you are faced immediately with an environment that is as mysterious as it is beautiful. This planet is teeming with unknown flora and fauna across multiple massive biomes, but not everything is as it seems. The planet is fully aware of your actions, and the longer you spend exploring, the more it starts interacting and messing with you. And it also says it has a focus on user-generated content. So I think you're going to have to really create everything that you use in the game. So, pretty cool. It looks like it could be a huge hit if they get this to work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know you're even more excited because the crafting.
You know I love to build a base.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to build a base and you love to mate creatures together.
Yep.
Ooh, can you imagine if you could make creatures here in this game? This is your game.
I hope you can.
It's your game of the year.
You need to have pets and mounts and everything else. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So, I'm sure we'll get more information on the Signal as it is being created and getting closer to some sort of a release. But yeah, no release date or anything like that for it right now. So hopefully more information soon. But yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to chat about?
Did you hear about this person who beat Baldur's Gate 3 in 10 minutes? And beat might not be the best word. They finished the game. They completed it.
Okay. I did not hear about this. Now,
I don't have many more details because I haven't played the game yet. I don't really understand all the stuff, but we'll have to check that out.
I'm going to look this up because, yeah, there's an option, like, right off the bat, you can, end the game with by a finite story, which is your death, I guess. I wonder if that's probably not it because that wouldn't be a big deal. But I'm gonna look into this because I'm 40 hours in and I'm still I'm in Act 1 of 3, which I'm getting nervous because I'm hearing that now when Act 3 is kind of a mess because it is so full of activity and characters that it just even on super high-end PCs it's really, really laggy, and I'm playing on the Steam Deck, and so they released a roadmap of hot fixes and stuff like that and patches, so I've by the time I get there I'm sure it'll be fine. But that's crazy. I'm gonna look into that 10-minute. That's insane.
I hope. Did I say 10 minutes? I hope it's 10 minutes, not 10 hours. I don't know which.
It is.
That's
10
still
minutes.
Probably impressive.
I remember seeing I think I was scrolling through Reddit and I saw someone did that. I didn't look at it though, but that's pretty intense. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Yeah, you can find us on Fruit Lab. We're there. You could earn cryptocurrency just by watching video game content or posting video game content. It's pretty cool. You could buy gift cards with that, or take it and go on a night on the town, baby. I don't know if that's possible. But that would be cool. Or you can check us out on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. Full clip is at Gamefax, Gamefax. And then we're also on podcasts. Anywhere podcasts are found, you could find us. Just type in GNW or Gaming News Weekly. It'll get you all the good stuff. And then check us out on Instagram, TikTok for all the juicy bits of the show. If you can't sit around for a half hour, 40 minutes and get fully up to date, shit, just take like a minute and a half. Call it a day. All right. I think that's it. You got anything else you want to say?
Nah, nothing else.
All right. Make sure you stop back next week. We're going to have a mega show. We're going to talk about Gamescom and all these big new releases. So we will see you then.